Hi everybody, welcome back to Mando Lessons. In today's lesson, I'm going to do just a quick little talk about how to use a capo. If you're not familiar with capos, this is what a capo looks like. Get it in the light a little bit here. They also might look like this. There's a bunch of different styles. I don't really care much one way or the other which one to use. Mostly whatever goes on the instrument and makes it do what it needs to do and makes it still sound good is good in my book. So the idea with a capo is to sort of give you, it has a couple options. One, it can make playing in some kind of peculiar keys, like, maybe if you want to play an E flat or G sharp, some keys that you don't run into every day. Maybe you're playing with a singer that really needs to sing in a particular key that you're not familiar with. What you can do is say the singer says, okay, I want to play, or I need to sing in G sharp, and rather than, getting all these G sharp and all the relevant chords with that, you can take your G chords, for example, G, C, and D. You can slap on the capo at the first fret. Oops, gotta tighten that down a little bit. And now that the capo's at the first fret, I use that capo kind of as the new nut, this white piece of bone being the nut. I pretend this capo is the new nut and play all the shapes that I already know. So my G chord comes out as a G sharp, my C chord comes out as a C sharp, and my D chord comes out as a D sharp. You could also think of this key as A flat, which would make it A flat, D flat, and E flat chords. But that's a subject for another lesson. And what that does, now you can use those same chords, you get that same nice open ringing sound. That's hard and sometimes even just impossible to get if you're just playing with closed chord shapes. Like we can play a G sharp or an A flat chord by taking that G chord, moving those fingers up a fret, and then kind of using our finger as a bar capo. There's a lesson on this. If what I'm doing right now is unfamiliar to you, check out my lesson, Learn to Play Every Major and Minor Chord, and I go through that. But talking about capos, it really can help you play with some of those open shapes and not need to rely on both the more complex fingering with playing in sharp and flat keys, and also it gives you that nice open ringing sound that I think is really beautiful on the mandolin. That said, I also think that learning these bar shapes is a great tool to have, and you can be a little more rhythmic with some of these closed shapes, like the chop shapes. But if you're looking for that ringing sound, a capo can come in handy. So a couple common ways that I use a capo. Often I use it when I want that ringing sound and I want to play out of really common keys, like maybe G or D. And then maybe somebody says, all right, I want to play in, like I just said, G sharp. I want to play in G sharp. You say, okay, great. So you can look. I often think about my lowest two strings. So we have this open G string, and say, okay, where's the closest G sharp? Well, it's one fret up. So you can take that capo, slap it on the first fret, play away, and you're in G sharp. If they want to play an A, you can count up again, G sharp, open is G, first fret is G sharp, second fret is A. So we can slap the capo on the second fret, and away we go. Key of A. Likewise, B flat, go up G, G sharp, A, B flat, third fret. Great. Same shapes with our left hand. Brand new key. Maybe we want to play in B, 4th fret, G, G sharp, A, B flat, B. You're also kind of running out of frets here. So maybe somebody says, okay, let's play in E flat. You say, okay, well, G, G sharp, A, B flat, B, C, C sharp, D, E flat. All I gotta do is just get the capo on there. And this is just not gonna work. Yeah, my capo A won't really want to grab there. And even if I can get it to grab, we'll see if that'll work in a second. All right, let's see if this works. It works, but you've got a lot of real estate down here that's now useless. So what you can do is also count up from the next string over, your D string, D, E flat. That makes it a lot easier. So when you're counting up from your D string though, you want to start kind of playing out of D position chords. So if I'm playing in D, we've got D, G, and A are our 1, 4, and 5 chords. Again, if this sort of theory and talking about these different chord shapes is unfamiliar to you, check out my other lessons in the technique and fundamentals section and the music theory section at mandolessons.com. So we got D, G, A, and D. We can take that, capo on the 1st fret, counting up from our D string, D, E flat. So let's see here. I'm going to get this all lined up. That's going to be a little tighter. So, 1st fret. Oops, now we're in the key of D. So D, now E flat using D chords. So E flat, let's see, A flat, E flat, A flat, and then B flat, and E flat. Sorry, it's taking a little while in my brain. E flat, A flat, B flat, and E flat. So now you're playing in the key of E flat using G, essentially D, G, and A chords. That's really handy because, if you want to play really ringy open stuff in the key of D, or in the key of E flat rather, you can use all those nice D shapes that you use all the time for fiddle tunes. And it comes out in E flat. So, once you get to E flat, it doesn't really make sense to capo on the G string and play out of G positions. So you start counting up from the D string and use D, as if you're playing in the key of D, and you get E flat. If you go up 2, you get D, E flat, E. Capo on the 2nd, you get the key of E. Capo on 3, D, E, flat, E, F. F is a really nice key. One more, you get F sharp, and then one more, 5th fret on the D string, you get D, E flat, E, F, F sharp, G. So capoed on the 5th fret and playing D position chords, kind of getting a little scrunched up there, but you're now playing in the key of G. So it doesn't really, I suggest getting familiar with the keys of D and G and maybe A and C. So I often won't capo on the 5th fret and play out of D positions because then you're just playing in the key of G. So it just becomes kind of G with higher pitched notes. So that's a quick little kind of couple ways that I use the capo. Really great for playing in unfamiliar keys, or especially accompanying voices when you want all those nice ringing chords to really come through. I think that's really a nice sound. Some people really don't like capos. That's totally fine. But don't let anybody make fun of you for using a capo if that's an artistic choice that you want to make. That said, in bluegrass, for example, you often won't find capos, and you'll see people using these closed shapes, either this chop shape, a little more rhythmic and punchy, or you can use this bar shape. And there's lessons on how to do both of those shapes at mandolessons.com. So again, just as a recap, you can count up. If somebody says, I want to play in B flat, you can count up from either the G string or the D string. If you count up on the G string, you get G, G sharp, A, B flat. Great, B flat, and then you're going to put the capo on that 3rd fret and play G chords. If you count from the D string, counting from the D string to get B flat isn't going to make a whole lot of sense because you're going to go D, E flat, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A, B flat. You're going to capo at the 8th fret. You're not going to have anywhere to play. But then you'd play out of D position shapes. So I use that same sort of little device every time. You get used to it. Like, I now know that if I want to play an F with a capo, I capo on the 3rd fret and play out of D position shapes. And that's because I'm counting D, E flat, E, F. On the D string, so play D shapes. G chord, if I want to play in B flat, G, G sharp, A, B flat, capo on the 3rd fret, play G shapes. So I hope that helps. If you're looking for more lessons on how to play the mandolin, I recommend checking out my website, mandolessons.com. All the lessons are totally free. That said, there's a couple ways to donate and help me make more lessons. New lessons every week. So check it out. I got tons of tunes and songs and techniques over there. Hope you can spend some time and see what you can find over there. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye.